Vince, the good news is our Nets teams are still the best Nets teams of all time. That's the best thing. No, but all kidding aside, the way that Zach just laid that out,
Right.
and that there
When you
was
look
more,
at the
there was
totality of
more of that. And I'm going to
Well
say
done, Zach.
this. I'm going to say this. Thanks, Zach. I'm going to say this. Knowing the NBA as we do, and knowing how it is a brotherhood and it is a relationship-based league, I'm going to go out on a limb here to say that given what happened this summer and with the Nets, and then what happened in the somewhat preseason, right before the season started with Ime, I have a feeling that Sean Marks and the Brooklyn Nets were like, if Steve Nash is not going to be our guy, and this thing goes, where can we go? Because we have high-powered people. We have some of the biggest athletes on the planet here that need a powerful, strong voice. And they're like, well, let's start finding out more about this information. And so I'm not going to act like 2 days ago, the Nets were like, hey, I think we're having ifs and ands about Steve Nash. I think they were like, hey, let's get as much information as we can about Ime Udoka, about Quinn Snyder, about a lot of different people. So I won't sit up here and say that like this Ime thing was like quick and like, who can we go get? It was like, no, I think they have been vetting him probably this whole time, getting ready to make a decision.
Yeah, and I think there are rightful qualms when you hear about this, and particularly as women in the NBA, we understand what that narrative became. But I also understand that this day and age, organizations have to do their due diligence. And once they do their due diligence, they make a decision. And if the decision is based on basketball pertaining, Ime Udoka, it makes sense because of what he brings, the mindset of what he was able to do. I know a year ago we were talking about how Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum couldn't get on the same page. There was a power struggle with the Celtics. Yeah. Well, guess what? He reached out to both of those guys and got them on the same page, and you have to credit Marcus Smart, having that team camaraderie. Then you also think about the idea of the defense. I mean, he completely resuscitated the Celtics defense to the point that it catapulted them to the NBA Finals. And so I'm someone that trusts and believes that, especially when Adam Silver came, was it last week? Because I never remember time. Last week and said, hey, we've instituted tip lines or situations where we're trying to create a safe environment, not just for one team, but all teams. I feel like the Nets, like you said, they made the decision to vet him probably longer before this, and they're going to make a decision based on the legalities of what they deem acceptable. And if they so choose Ime Udoka, it seems like he is the right person for the job.
And let's talk about Ime really quickly. One of five rookie head coaches to lead a team to the NBA Finals. Included in that list is Steve Kerr and Tyronn Lue. Now, just look at those coaches when you look at now a little bit of longevity, and look at what Steve Kerr, and what T. Lue has done. So, if you're going to say Ime is a part of that fold, I guarantee you the Brooklyn Nets would take T. Lue, or they would take Steve Kerr.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.